South, north, west, and east. Hold on your seats because we're going all around the world.
That's right. Every week we travel to different countries around the world. And of course, to do that, we have to have special guests telling us all the must-do things, the must-try things, the must-see things from their home countries, their citizens from that country. And this week we have, once again, Pushem from Poland and Philip K. from Denmark. Welcome.
Hey,
Thank
Brian.
you.
Yeah.
Good to be here again.
안녕하세요.
Yes, how are you both doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
Thank
we
you.
met on the subway, so yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we were sleeping on the subway.
You're sleeping on the subway together.
Like everybody else.
like everyone else.
Yeah.
Okay, good for you. And are you guys dealing with this cold weather? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on holiday, so actually, I just woke up like, it was so warm at my bed, and but yeah, it's better than last week. Actually, it was colder last week.
Yeah, that's true. Especially over the weekend, it got really cold, but it's gotten a little bit warmer.
Yeah,
It is quite cold, but I would say Denmark would be, if not the same, then colder.
Yeah, I would imagine it's probably very chilly out there. Okay, well, welcome to the show. And but before we get started, though, I think you guys have a quiz for us, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so listen carefully. A key ingredient used for making cookies, especially Danish cookies, is number 1, vinegar, number 2, gochujang, and number 3, butter. And again, a key ingredient used for making cookies, especially Danish cookies, is number 1, vinegar, number 2, gochujang, and number 3, butter.
You have to think really hard on that one.
Yeah, very, very tough question. If you know the answer, send them to us at #1045. It's going to cost you 50 or 101, depending on the length of your message. Or leave us a message on the Bundy board or through Kakao Talk Plus for a chance to win a Knock Your Life Yang backpack. So, let's get started.
Yeah. Should we start by reviewing some of the expressions
Yay.
from the last weeks?
Yeah. So, what did we learn last week?
Last week we learned, hvad så?
Vesa.
Which means like, what's up?
What's up? Yeah.
Vesa.
Vesa.
Did we have that last week?
Actually...
I think we
Yeah,
did.
I think there was.
My brain is on vacation also.
Okay. Another one that we had was to say, how are you? You say, hvordan har du det?
Hvordan har du det?
Very good,
How
Pusha.
did it?
Very good.
Okay.
Okay.
How did it? How do you say something like just something simple like hi?
Actually, that's very, very simple because we just spell it differently, but it sounds the same. Hi.
Oh,
But we do have a longer version that is, if you say hello to somebody, you say hej med dig.
Hej
Which-
med dig.
And that means hello with you, or hello you, hi you.
So, what was goodbye? It was something similar to English, right?
Goodbye is something similar to farewell.
Farewell.
Again, we spell it differently and we pronounce it slightly different. Farvel.
Farvel, yeah.
Favel.
I remember that one.
Favel.
Farvel.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
great. And did we learn any other ones?
We have a bunch of other ones, but why don't we try a new one? So for any potential Danish tourist or tourist going to Denmark, you want to find your way to a particular place, you say, hvordan finder jeg, and then you can put in the round tower or the beach or whatever. Hvordan finder jeg?
Hvordan finder jeg Round Tower?
Okay, hvordan finder jeg restroom?
Okay. That's easy. You just go by the pictogram like everyone.
So how about
everyone else.
something simple like how much is it?
How much is it? Hvor meget koster det?
Hvor meget koster det?
Right.
Okay, very
Very
nice.
good.
Okay, so now when we think about Denmark, at least for me, one thing I think about, and I apologize about this, but when I think about Denmark, I think about cookies.
That's just because of the quiz from before.
Oh,
Actually, we mentioned it on the previous show that we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about cookies this week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So apparently Denmark is quite famous for the cookies, And we have some of them in the studio today that the producer Paul brought.
Very nice.
I didn't know that you could actually get them in Seoul, but
It smells
apparently
nice.
you can. Well, they are made of
Vinegar? No.
No, not vinegar.
consisting of butter, flour, and sugar,
Okay.
and there is a lot of sugar in them.
So there was no gochujang either.
No gochujang.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No gochujang. But from what I understand, though, there is a lot of butter in these Danish cookies.
Yeah, they
Yes.
smell so buttery actually.
I will have one in a little while, but only one.
Yeah, these, and before I knew about the fact that there was so much butter in them, when I was younger, I used to eat them because they usually come in these tins.
Yeah, yeah.
And especially in
Like this
America, yeah, a lot of times you'll get them as gifts around the holidays.
That's right.
And I would just eat literally the whole tin. But I found out
Wow.
recently that there's a lot of butter in them, and there are lots of calories in them as well.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of times you'll see in people's houses they have the tin left. There's no cookies, but the tins are there.
They use them for something
yeah,
else.
Yeah, yeah, to gather like coins or like something to sew with. We have like a lot of buttons like do you sew on the like shirt and stuff in my house. We have them all stored in the tin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can use the tin afterwards. That's right.
So what about else? Like, do you have anything else to eat?
Well, the interesting thing talking about Danish baking stuff is that you probably have heard the expression Danish about a certain kind of pastry. Have you?
Yeah,
I
of course.
did.
In America, lots of people eat these for breakfast. You go to a diner for breakfast, or
And they
even
call it a Danish.
Yeah, and they just call it a Danish. So it's kind of like, it's sort of like the croissant bread, but then
Right.
there's usually some kind of like cream or jelly in the middle of it.
We have those in the bakeries in Denmark, but we call them something entirely different. We don't call them Danish.
You just call them bread.
No,
With something.
we call them wienerbrød.
Wienerbrød.
Wienerbrød, it would translate as Vienna bread. So
Oh.
we're saying it comes from different country, Vienna.
We have a
Yeah.
picture on the screen right now.
exactly.
Ah, it looks so good.
And
Yeah, if
this
you're
is
looking
now,
at the Bojen and Nadio, you can see this picture of what we often call Danishes,
it's like
but what the Danish call Vienna bread. So they're blaming it on another country.
and
Yeah.
I've heard that in Vienna they call it Copenhagen bread. Now they don't
Okay.
call it Danish, but they
Okay.
call it something similar.
I wonder why, because they're delicious. Why is everyone trying to, say they're from a different country?
It's probably because it's something of a vice. No one wants to take credit.
No one wants to take credit for it.
So if you go to Denmark, they will not call them Danishes.
No.
They call them
Wienerbrød.
Vienna bread.
Wienerbrød.
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 It's a very good expression to know if you go to a baker.
Okay.
I want some Wienerbrød.
Okay, so now shifting away from food here.
Okay.
What are some places to visit when you go to Denmark?
We've been over a lot of them, but we haven't really talked about the third largest town in Denmark is called Odense. It's spelled Odense, but you
Odense.
kind of have a soft D, so it's Odense.
Odense.
Odense. It's almost like an L.
Odense.
Odense.
And this is the town where the famous poet Hans Christian Andersen was born and lived.
Oh, there is a photo on the screen actually of his house where he was born, and I heard that it's a museum, right?
It's right. That's right.
It's well, obviously, he wasn't famous at that point.
Yeah, because it's
very
No.
simple. It looks kind of like a train station from the outside.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're tuned into Bojen Radio, you can see right now. Apparently, this
Yeah.
is the inside of what his used to be his
house,
house. I guess it's probably like a museum now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
it
small
is.
part actually of a big museum located in the city. But I have a question actually.
Yeah.
Since you say that the city name is different, do you call him in a different way?
Well, if we don't say the whole name Hans Christian Andersen, we say just the abbreviation. And because our alphabet is pronounced different, we say H.C. Andersen.
Jose Andersen.
H.C. instead of
Jose,
H.C.
he's a Jose.
It sounds like he's like Mexican. Jose Anderson.
Yeah, you're right. It could almost be Jose.
Okay, so now this city itself
Coincidence.
has been around for a long time, right? It's a rather old city.
Yeah, Odense is a quite old town. Maybe from the 12th century or around that.
Wow.
And there's a lot of prehistorical sites and like pagan, Viking villages and
There's
still
lots of stuff
remaining.
to
So
see
you
there.
can see a lot of these. But actually, I heard that the city is the actual official capital of bicycles in Denmark. Is that
that's
true?
the first time I've heard
Like
that.
since like you have the capital Copenhagen, but this city is known for even safer roads for like cyclists. Is that true?
I think that Copenhagen is pretty safe for bicyclists. You see them all around town at all times of the day.
Well, I think just in
rush
general,
hour.
in a
Yeah.
lot of places in Europe, cycling around as not as a hobby, but more as transportation is much more popular than in some places in Asia or in North America.
It is, it
that's
is,
true.
and in part also because the distances are smaller, so you don't have to go that far to go to work. A lot of people use bicycles. Even politicians who go to parliament in the morning, they take the bicycle. The
that's
prime minister
nice.
has been photographed many times doing exactly that.
Interesting. So what else? What are there other things to see when you're in Copenhagen?
When you're in Copenhagen, there is a very old amusement park.
What is it called?
It's called Tivoli.
Tivoli.
World famous. It's supposed to be the second oldest still in
Second
existence amusement park in the world.
Oh, we have a photo on the screen right now.
Ah.
It looks like a Chinatown.
Well, yeah,
actually. Yeah. the first-
if you look on the Buenanadio, you see it looks like there's a roller coaster, but then there's a building in the middle that's all lit up that looks like
That
a
is what we
Chinese
call
building.
that is what we call the Chinese Tower.
the Chinese stuff. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
And there are more photos. Yeah, I see there's the
Oh,
roller coaster.
this photo now is I think is from another amusement park, which is the oldest
The oldest.
still existing amusement park in the world. That is not inside Copenhagen. It's 10 kilometers north.
No.
And that amusement park is called Bakken.
Bakken.
So it seems like the Danish like to be amused. They like amusement parks.
Apparently, they have been prone to make these parks for a very, very long time.
Okay, so this one
Should definitely go. This
you
is
mentioned-
original versions of Samsung Everland.
So yeah, all right, and so that one is a little bit north of Copenhagen.
Yeah, Bakken.
Okay, before we move on though, Prisham, could you remind us of the quiz question?
Okay, sure, no problem. A key ingredient used for making cookies, especially Danish cookies, is number 1, vinegar, number 2, gochujang, and number 3, butter.
Okay, so again, the key ingredient for making cookies, especially Danish cookies, is either number 1, vinegar, number 2, gochujang, or number 3, butter. Which one is it? Send us your answers at #1045. It's going to cost you 50 or 101 depending on the length of your message. You can also leave us messages on the Bundy board or through Kakao Talk Plus for a chance to win a fantastic prize, which is the Knock Your Life Yeohaengyong backpack. I think we're going to listen to are we going to listen to a song? No song. All right, no song. We've got to start wrapping things up. But before we do, though, let's review the expression that we learned earlier today. When the expression, we learned 2 of them, right? One was, hey, how are you? Something like that, right?
That is, you just say hi,
Hi.
or you say hvordan har du det?
Hvordan har du det?
Hvordan har du det?
Hvordan har du det?
Very good.
Okay, and the other one was, how do I get to something, right?
Hvordan finder jeg bakken?
Hvordan finder jeg bakken?
Okay, hvordan finder jeg bakken?
And the last one was, how much does it cost?
Hvor meget koster det?
Hvor meget koster det?
Okay.
And you'll find that things are generally quite expensive in Denmark.
Oh.
All right. Well, we have to give the answer to the quiz question. Prisham, what was the answer?
So the answer to the quiz question is number 3, butter.
Butter. Okay, so the winner is 3005 Nim. You are the winner of the Knock Your Life Yeohaengyong backpack. Congratulations.